Hollywood's muted response to the Super Bowl was very noticeable, as Captain America Brave New World coming out at the end of the week didn't receive a final push. Superman, I think, got a little TikTok gimmick coming out about Guy Gardner's bowl cut, and it's like, what are you even doing out there? But as for the rest of the stuff, like, I think Mission Impossible Final Reckoning had a trailer, but it's like, oh, okay, cool, that is going to be an interesting one to follow this year. But of the big releases, okay, of the tentpole 250 plus $1 million releases, the only one to really take center stage is arguably the most forgettable. Like the big superhero films that are coming out this year, like it or lump it, is like, you know, Cap 4 is going to be something. Okay, it's probably going to be forgotten a week after release, and I think its drop off is not quite going to be historical, but it's going to slide right into that 65 to 70 range, but it doesn't have much to fall, so nobody's really going to remember it afterwards. And unless there's a notable key jangle at the end, like it's going to go up like a fart in the wind. But Fantastic Four, they had their teaser on the 4th, and it's like, okay, cool. Superman, haven't really heard, and outside of just whenever James Gunn flaps his yaps, he has a couple of lies every now and again to spew, but the Thunderbolts of all films was what Disney decided to throw its marketing genius behind, taking the spotlight of the highest viewed singular event of the entire year and putting out a rather unimpressive trailer. I'm not going to bore you guys with it, mostly because I also don't want to get hit for the Jefferson Starship soundtrack, which is, it was quintessential MCU slop trailer. I'll just go ahead and cut to the point on that one. It had its quippy Marvel humor. Oh my god, they're going to be on, we are going to be team on Wheaties box, says David Harbour, right? Yeah, and guess what? We have poster that has a Wheaties box. Oh my god, she's so clever. And they're still trying to make Florence Pugh a thing, which, I don't know, man. Like, every once in a while on Twitter, you'll see those name a bigger downgrade, but can you imagine going from Scarlett Johansson to that little boyish waif? It's like, can we name a bigger downgrade in Black Widows than that? I don't think so. Looking at the rest of the cast of characters for the Thunderbolts, it's like, this is just, I don't know, man. Like, of the big superhero films to come out, okay? I don't know what to think about Superman. I want it to be really good. I don't think the Fantastic Four is going to be fantastic. It might be inoffensive. Cap 4 is going to suck. Like, I think that is, verifiable at this point. Like, even internals at Disney, they're like, yeah, we hope it's fine. But they have hopes for the Thunderbolts. But this one, like, it's totally going to be forgotten. I really, really don't see this thing doing anything. Like, if Cap 4 is successful, that would be shocking. But you could rationalize that, okay? It's a legacy name. People generally like Anthony Mackie. There's some fondness for Falcon. Harrison Ford, I guess, playing the Hulk is cool. Like, you can kind of piece together narratives if that thing ends up being like $1 billion hit, which I don't think will happen. But if it does, there are dots there to connect. Same with Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, Pedro Pascal, Disney throwing everything that they can into it. And then, of course, the key jangles with Robert Downey Jr., which is going to be a part of it at some point in time. And then Superman. It's Superman kicking off the brand new rebooted DCU. It's like, there's a lot of hype around this stuff. It's just, I cannot see the Thunderbolts making anything more than $400 million. Like, I don't see this thing doing anything, and then it immediately being forgotten as soon as people leave the theaters, both of them that show up on opening day. Like, this trailer, man, it shows you that for all of the people that were saying, hey guys, don't worry, Marvel, it's fired all of its activist producers, and they're really gonna go back and they're looking to course correct. It had all of the hallmarks that made Disney slop to begin with. Like, even the people that walked away from Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange, last time that it came out, it made $800 million, and then people shat on it within a couple of weeks of it coming out, but it wasn't offensively in your face, woke, or intersectional or anything like that, Even though the climactic battle was, Doctor Strange being sidelined and encouraging America, that portal puncher Chavez, to take on Scarlet Witch, who only lost because she defeated herself by just pulling down the temple on her as recompense and being really sorry about that. That had good trailers, and that got people excited, right? But it was still festooned with all of the stupid Marvel quips, and no amount of Sam Raimi shots could go ahead and dissuade you from just the absolute crap that was on display. The writers for it were garbage. Same thing with the writing team for the Thunderbolts. What do you expect? It's not going to be good. It's chock full of characters that you don't care about outside of, I don't know, maybe John Walker, probably Bucky. But is anybody super excited to see Red Guardian again? What about Ghost? You got your fill of Ghost in the past 6 years? Or yeah, you get to see Task Manager, Task Mistress finally actually played as a woman for a majority of the runtime. Disney hopes you are. In 2012, Marvel Studios brought out its key team of the Avengers for the memorable Super Bowl trailer. 13 years later, it brought out a less polished team, the Thunderbolts. Are they trying to go for a sympathy angle on this one? Are they trying to like guilt you into the theater? Yeah, we know we aren't exactly bringing our best this time around. Marvel's, hey, we said it in Deadpool and Wolverine, right? It's a bit of a low point. So, hey, man, hey, we're just trying to, put our cap in hand. We're just trying to show a little bit of humility this time around. Pathetic. Everyone deserves a second shot is the tagline for the feature, which Marvel describes this way with its logline. Marvel Studios assembles an unconventional team of anti-heroes: Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes, Red Guardian, Ghost, Taskmaster, and John Walker, who is actually a hero who did nothing wrong. After finding themselves ensnared in a death trap by Valenta Allegra de Fontaine, these disillusioned cast-offs must embark on a dangerous mission that will force them to confront the darkest corners of their past. Will this dysfunctional group tear themselves apart, or find redemption and unite as something much more before it's too late? I'm sure everybody cares about this stuff. Like, this movie comes out in May, and I've already forgotten why we need to give a shit about this. But hey, look at guys. Oh, the poster, it reveals what the asterisks at the end of it is. It's Marvel's Suicide Squad. Like, we've known this for a while. Like, you take a look at it. Oh, what does the asterisk mean? The Avengers are not available. Oh, see, guys, it's supposed to be funny. It's funny. It's gonna be real funny. Oh, it's just gonna be a good old fun time. Okay, you've got Ghosts, you've got Taskmaster, you've got all of these villains, but they're just actually misunderstood, and everybody's just gonna make fun of David Harbour because he's just brought in to be the punching bag. For the past year, fans have been trying to figure out why Marvel Studios added the asterisk at the end of the title for Thunderbolts. No, they were just wondering, why the fuck are you making a Thunderbolts movie? Now, a new poster for the Marvel Cinematic Universe movie has seemingly revealed what the asterisk means. The new Thunderbolts poster has been shared online, featuring the titular team's 6 members, except for Sentry, who is another take from Marvel on Superman, but don't worry about that one. They don't want to upstage any of their more grounded and street-level heroes. Super Not Heroes Not Giving Up reads the tagline, while at the bottom of the poster in fine print, the asterisk is now shown to mean the Avengers are not available because we don't know who the fuck the Avengers are. We'll eventually figure that stuff out because we said it at the end of last year. Don't worry, guys. It's going to be integral that you watch both the Thunderbolts and Captain America 4 to understand Doomsday. Avengers Doomsday, that is, mostly because we kind of need to set up who is and isn't going to be in the Avengers, which is just, it's so wild to think about because I think it's in March of this year. Okay, like next month they're going to be filming Avengers Doomsday. It's just outside of Robert Downey Jr. who's going to be in the movie. It's so wild. But hey, guys, the Thunderbolts, it's a new trailer. Here's the 10 biggest reveals. The Avengers still haven't assembled. Even after Brave New World. Oh, is that kind of a reveal right there? Or we're not really going to get an idea as to who's going to team up with Captain Falcon? The Void will make the MCU debut alongside Sentry. Oh, see? Oh, there's the Void. That's cool, right? Madam Hydra plans don't look very secret. Oh, she wants to replace the Avengers. Oh, yeah, with a team that can be controlled. Bucky Barnes is working for Val. Yeah, because you should have got the Shield, but instead now he's just going to be a government lackey. So they're just going to restart his character arc. Yeah, Bucky brings the Thunderbolts together because he's going to be the Rick Flag of this organization. It's going to be so cool. Thunderbolts Mountain, a major Marvel Comics look. See, guys, it's going to be comic accurate, and that's what's going to make it good. Taskmaster is definitely not surviving the opening act. Are you sure about that? She is a woman after all. And the fate of the Avengers Tower officially confirmed, owned, and remodeled by Val. Oh my god, because you got an alternate version with the Baxter Building for Fantastic Four First Steps, and now you got the remodeled Avengers Building. Oh my god, everything has changed. The Thunderbolts might not be the final name. Yeah, because after the failure of Cap 4, they might just call this the Dark Avengers, and rework some stuff they're going to be doing for Doomsday on the fly, because I can't imagine that they have a final script. But yeah, the Red Guardian has a big hero hopes for the Thunderbolts. Yeah, so they can be on Wheaties. It's so good. But taking a look at what's coming out this year, bro, it's dire. Well, there's a lot of big stuff, and for the first time since the coup, Hollywood is heralding this as the first true release schedule of the year. And honestly, thanks to the delays from the strikes from 2023, that's kind of the case. But you take a look at what's on display, and holy shit, is it a bunch of garbage. The domestic box office is bound to be around $9 billion for 2025, roughly $300 million more than 2024's estimated final figure of $8.7 billion, which is wild to think about, okay? Because without the unexpected success, like, I'd imagine Disney was probably thinking Inside Out 2 was going to be big, but highest grossing animated film of all time big? I don't quite think so. I don't quite think that they budgeted for that. Maybe they thought Deadpool and Wolverine was going to be $1 billion, but 1.6? Yeah, I don't really think so. That would have been wild. And Moana 2 cracking $1 billion? That's interesting. But ComScore reports that 110 movies in 2025 will open to more, that will have wide releases, 2,000 theaters, right? Which is 15 more than 2024. Because, yeah, if you remember the release schedule, like, it took forever for anything to hit the theaters. That was noteworthy. Like, January was a complete and total desolate wasteland. It was this year as well, but there weren't as many bombs. Like, Argyle came out at the beginning of last year. You remember that? That was crazy. But this summer, yeah, it's not going to be like Deadpool and Wolverine and nothing else around it. It's going to be busy, especially July. Like, July is going to be crazy with Fantastic Four, Superman. I think Mission Impossible also comes out as well in on and around that time. And then, yeah, right at the end of the year, as it's pointed out, the new year will even end with a big event movie to carry us over to 2026. Another one of these films, just like the Thunderbolts, where it's going to come and go, but unlike the Thunderbolts, this one's going to make $2 billion, and nobody's going to remember Avatar 3, Fire and Ass, when it's all said and done. The previous James Cameron directed sequel, Avatar: The Way of Water. Does anybody remember that? Okay, like, it was apparently a good family story, I guess, kind of, with a pregnant Na'vi. That's what the blue people are called, right? Na'vi. I watched the first one, and I can't remember a damn thing about it. Watched it in 2009. That was it. Okay, that was it. I have no desire to ever watch it again. And I have zero desire to watch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, however many James Cameron has planned, because they're just all Aldous Huxley, Brave New World Feelies films. I don't care about them. Okay, yeah, released the December 2022, and overall gross $684 million domestically, $283 million of that coming in 2023. Yeah, it made over $2 billion, which is wild to think about. But this one, they fly now. Exhibitors and studio executives declare with glee that 2025 will be a normal year, untainted by strike disruptions, and, to knock on wood, a pandemic. Yeah, I don't really think, like, there's no election this year, so they don't need a reason for that. The anticipated merger of Paramount and Skydance is being declared as a great sign, not just because the incoming boss, David Ellison, is a champion of the big screen, but also because two major studios aren't collapsing into each other. No, you gotta wait for Warner Brothers and whatever they're gonna do, because, oh boy, thinking that their gaming division was somehow gonna bolster their bottom line. I got news for you. It's not working out for you. So yeah, there might not be two major studios collapsing in on one another, but there is one with a very, very storied legacy with a bunch of high-profile IPs that is self-emulating, and especially if Superman flops, oh boy, is that going to be a disaster. But we'll talk about that if and when that does happen. So why is it so hard to get happy about this? Because I look at the release schedule and it's like, this shit sucks, bro. All of it's AIDS. I'm not excited for anything that's coming out this year. I might look at a couple of those releases, like, I hope Mission Impossible Final Reckoning is good, because I generally want to cheer for Tom Cruise. I want Superman to be good. I hope it's really good. I just don't believe James Gunn as far as I can throw that little edgy midget. The Karate Kid, like there's one good Karate Kid movie and the rest are passable. Wicked Part 2 might make $1 billion, but how the first one stalled and didn't even get off the track and hit the international markets, like why? But Marvel's affairs this year, the tone being set with Captain America 4, and it's going to be interesting to see that opening weekend, okay? It's going to be very interesting to see, but I take a look at the rest of this slate, and it's really, I think the Thunderbolts is a perfect avatar for this year. A lot of flash, a lot of bolster, a lot of studio hype behind it, but in general, nobody gives a flying fuck. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.